Good afternoon, everyone. Here I am, as you can see, in a Scrolls tournament in round 3. I'm going to open that up. This is in the new tournament system, so you'll see that there are just 4 battles to choose from. I'm going to see what opposition I'm going to be facing in this. Here you can see I'm up against an Abbot 2, 2 Mistwalker 2s, 2 Orc Deserters, and 1 Ranger. So that's 1 Mage unit, 3 Light Ranged units, and 1 Heavy Ranged unit, or 2 Heavy Ranged units. If you hover your cursor over these, you can see what each of these units is best against. The Mage unit is best against heavy melee units, heavy ranged units, and it's about even with other mage units. This little blue eye here, if you're insecure in your battle strategies or unsure about what you're facing, that little blue eye opens up all the stats and details that you're going to need for facing this guy. You know that he's got 3,750 hit points. He's got a range of 5 spaces. He is able to bring I guess you'd call that a curse. Yeah, it's an evil curse disguised as a sermon about peace and lowers the attack power of the enemy greatly. So basically his purpose is to lower the attack power of the enemy so that whatever the enemy hits is not as damaged as it could be. And of course, his enemy is your troops. So, knowing what I have to fight here, I'm going to go ahead and opt to fight. And I know that my Granite Golem is good against most of these units. But I also know that my Granite Golem is very vulnerable to the Abbot too. What I'm going to opt to do is bring out. Let me back up here for a minute, because I know that my Sword Dancer is good against these light ranged units. She's a light melee unit. She's very good against the light ranged units. The problem is the arena. The light ranged units can use the obstacles in the arena to basically play hide and seek with her. They can stand on one side of an obstacle and fire at her, and her range is limited, so they can dance beyond her reach and use their distance strike capability to take her out. So she would not be very good in this particular case. If I were out of Cerberus, she would probably be my second choice. But basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to alternate Cerberus and Granite Golem. And we're ready to fight. Let's see how this works out. Here's another thing that I'm going to say real quick. I don't know what this arena is going to look like. I haven't checked it out previously. Basically, this arena is more beneficial to the opposition than it is to me. If I were in a situation where I came into the arena and I looked at the layout and thought, you know what, this is not going to work with the troops that I got. Say, for instance, I was completely blocked in, and you'll see that where there'll be like some row of vegetation or something here, and you can't get your Cerberus past it, and the ranged units that they've brought can stand beyond that and just pluck off your troops. I would opt to go wave the little white flag and surrender down here and go out and get my own ranged units, because at least then I would stand, you know, a fighting chance. Okay, looking at what I've got here, I think my first order of business would normally be to take out the priest, but he's far enough distant that that I can't get within striking distance of him, and that would give these Orc Deserters an opportunity to take out my Cerberus. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to bring my first Cerberus to this point, and I'm going to strike against this Ranger. Now the Ranger does have 1 strike back opportunity. But my 2 Cerberus can take him out. Then I'm going to use my Granite Golems to either take out or weaken these 2 Mistwalkers. That will prevent them from doing as much damage to my Cerberus. Now you can see that I'm in range of those Orc Deserters, but I have a fighting chance here. And I'm going to do my best to make the most of that fighting chance. I'm going to go ahead and take out this Mistwalker with this weakened Cerberus, and then I'm going to try to take out that Priest with the other one. There we go. Now that brings us to the point where I can bring my Granite Golems to bear against these Orc Deserters. Here's the problem I'm going to run into. I've only got 1 passageway through here. So this guy is just going to kind of be stuck there and ineffective until I can get this other one out of the way. And that's what I'm going to do. Here's another thing that I want to point out. Now, my turn for my Cerberus is going to come up. I am not going to use them in this instance. These Orc Deserters have strike back capability, and they do quite a bit of damage to my Cerberus. So until the hit points or health points of these orcs is down to next to nothing, 3 or under, I would not use my Cerberus against them. So I'm just going to pass his turn. Pass this turn and bring these guys out with the Granite Golems. There we go. This guy can't do any good, so I'm just going to pass for him. There we go. There you go. Successful battle in a Scrolls tournament. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. If it was, please give the video a like. If you'd like more helpful and instructive videos, please subscribe to the Elvenar Platinum Leaf YouTube channel. If you'd like a bunch of tips and tricks from helpful, generous people, please join us on the Elvenar Platinum Leaf public group page on Facebook. Boy, that's a tongue twister. Thank you for joining me, and happy gaming, everyone.